Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, my name is Annabeth and today I'm coming at you guys with a quick little knitting update. So it's been about probably 2 weeks since my last knitting update at the end of October. It is now, as I'm filming this, the 17th of November, so we are well into mid-November at this point. So I just have a couple finished objects, a few whips, and then quite a few acquisitions to show you guys. So I'm going to mix up our usual order for these knitting updates. Instead of going acquisitions, finished objects, whips, and plans, we're going to do, I think, finished objects, whips, and then acquisitions, just based on how I have things laid out here. And if you're not like a big fan of seeing acquisitions, seeing like all the yarn somebody's gotten recently or something, that'll be at the end, so you can just like stop watching when we get to that point, if that's your choice. Whatever. So yeah, super quick and easy little video for you guys today. So first up is finished objects, so let's get into it. Okay, so the first finished object that I have, I actually talked about in my last video quite a bit, but it was still drying on the blocking boards when I filmed that video. So here I actually have it in person to show you guys. So this is my Best Vest by James Watts, and I knit it up in Hestia from Pasley Knits, which is on her cloud base. So as you can see, it has this really nice fuzzy texture, and that fuzziness really lets all the colors just kind of melt into each other and give this really nice like watercolor-ish effect, I guess. Cloud base is like a bulky weight, but it's like a blown bulky, so it's not heavy by any means, and you actually get 280 yards per 100 grams, which is fantastic. I used 2 skeins of cloud base for this. And the makeup is 70% baby alpaca, 7% merino wool, and 23% nylon. So there is actually a bit of nylon in there if you want to make, like, I guess some slipper socks or something like that, something that might take a little bit more wear. Cloud base would be a great bulky for that. So with my best vest, I made quite a few modifications to it based on the type of vest that I myself was looking for when I made this. So it's originally meant to be a very oversized vest, and I was mainly looking for like a standard v-neck vest, so I actually sized down I think 2 sizes. I think based on like the recommended ease for the more oversized look, I would have been a medium, but I actually sized down to an extra small on this one. Yeah, I think that's how he sized it. I don't think he did numbers. But either way, normally I'm a 36-inch bust, so I did kind of like 0, maybe 0 to +2 inches of positive ease. I don't have the pattern with me right now, otherwise I would look at that and look at what I marked. So yeah, I sized down a couple sizes for this, and then also if you have seen this pattern on Ravelry or other people who made it, you may know that it has a very deep v-neck as part of the oversized look as well. I did the original v-neck decreases because it is bottom up, and it ended up with like the v-neck being like down here, like near the bottom of my sternum. I was not feeling that, even without, even knowing like I would add a few inches of ribbing, I wasn't really feeling that deep of a v-neck, so I actually increased the rate of decreases along the front, and then the little bit of decreasing that happens to shape the back shoulders as well. So I increased the rate of both of those decreases, and yeah, did the ribbing, did the sleeve ribbing, and here we go. We got a nice fall vest. I have worn this a couple times over some long sleeve shirts, and it's just been a really great cozy like layering piece. So that's finished object number 1. which isn't really a new finished object, but it's my first time like showing it on camera. So there you go. And then finished object number 2 is, I have not blocked these yet, but this is pumpkin picking socks pair number 3 that I have made. This pair is actually for my aunt. As I mentioned in a previous video, for her birthday I gifted her like a little IOU, a small knitted object. So she cashed that in for my pumpkin picking socks, which is my own pattern. It's available on my Ravelry and my Etsy. And she really liked the second sample of mine that I made. You can see those over on my Instagram, which is at annbethkntwrthy with underscores between the words. She really liked that dark green with the variegated orange for the color work. I had maybe either 6 or 8 grams of this orange. This is Scar from Long Dog Yarn. I had not a lot of that left after making that second sample for myself. So instead of doing the full contrast cuff and the full contrast toe on these, I just did a little edge and a little band around the base of the toe. So you still had like that nice balance of the contrast color, but it did not use, I lost my train of thought. I didn't have enough for both of these because I think when I weighed the amount of Scar that I had left, it was like just barely a gram. Like my little electronic scale was like bouncing between 1 and 0 because it doesn't do decimal points. So yeah, it was close, that's for sure. And then the dark green here is No One Mourns the Wicked from the Little Foxes Wicked collection. And can we just appreciate, like, yes, it's a tonal, but there is that very slight variegation, and that's what I love about Little Foxes tonals. I have, on my Alley sweater, I used Spring Will Come Again, which was like the kind of tonal from the Hadestown collection, and that also has some really nice variegation in the red, where like it's the same shade, it's just a matter of like dye saturation, I think. I don't know, I'm not a yarn dyer, that's just my best guess. But I think it looks really beautiful in these socks. I know it's not focusing that well, so I'm just holding it as close as I can without it being too much of an annoyance. So yeah, I still need to block these. When it comes to blocking socks, I'm a big fan of doing like a big sock wash while I'm blocking a new pair of socks. So I just have to go around my house and someone's calling me. I don't know who you are. Goodbye. I have to go around my house and find all of the socks I've been wearing a lot lately and do a big sock bath while I block these. So yeah, finished object number 2. I believe that's all the finished objects I have for this update, so we're going to move right into whip. Okay, so next up we are getting into whips. So first up, let's grab this one. This is my next, oh, I did not. I probably should have looked at this before filming because it's in kind of a wonky position right now. This is the first sock of my second vanilla sock comparison project that I'm kind of doing. So if you have watched my most recent few videos, you know that I am working on a vanilla sock comparison series. So far I have 1 complete pair of vanilla socks, and that pair features a forethought/afterthought heel. And as you can see, this pair is featuring the heel flap and eventual gusset heel option. These have been my football road trip projects, so I've basically just been working on them for or during football Saturdays. So I haven't touched this in like almost 2 weeks. Yeah, because they had a bye week last weekend. So as you can see, I left off right after the heel turn, and then next step is going to be picking up the stitches along both sides of the heel flap and getting into the gusset. And the colors I am making this pair in, main color is Because I Knew You, also from the Little Foxes Wicked collection. It's beautiful, variegated with pinks, purples, greens, blues, whites, some darker speckles. It just really encapsulates both Elphaba and Galinda, and I love that. And then the contrasting color is Defying Gravity. I think I mentioned this before, but one thing I do love about the Little Foxes is they have a build your own sock set option for most of their collections. So a lot of the tonals can go with pretty much every variegated. So when you build a sock set, you get to pick your main color and you get to pick your contrasting color. So that's what I did for this one. So this is sock number 1 of my second vanilla pair, and this one is featuring the heel flap and gusset heel option. So that is whip number 1. So let's put that aside and move into whip number 2. That's over here. Okay, super excited about this one because this is, oh, I should have put stitch stoppers on these needles. Oh well, I'll just keep an eye on it. Let's see, I think that's the back. Turn this around. Okay, this is my sheep cam sweater. So, surprise, surprise, not really. This is also with Wicked collection yarn. I mentioned before that I got this yarn a lot faster than I thought I would, so like as soon as I got it, I was like, yes, time to make all the things with this yarn. So I think, yeah, all of my Wicked collection yarn is now wound up and in various, either in finished object state or in various whips and project bags right now. So this is my sheep camp. I went very monotone. Is it monotone when it's all one? No, it's not, because tone means sound. Monochromatic with the colors. We know our word cells here, right? So I went very monochromatic because I was inspired by both of my friends, Rachel. So Rachel at Rachel is Knitting, she has a sheep camp where it's a dark purple and a light purple, and then Rachel from Anthroknits has a sheep camp where it's a dark purple, nope, dark blue, and kind of like a silvery blue, blue-silver, contrasting color. So I was like, ah, sweet, I'm gonna make a green one. So the main color is, once again, No One Mourns the Wicked. That's that dark green. And then the contrasting color is Swankified, which is Fiero's colorway from the Wicked collection. And I think it's really gorgeous. It has lots of light greens, some yellows, some orange worked in. Very swankified. I'm gonna go tear up the dance floor at the Ozdust Ballroom, because Osgood is a character in Doctor Who, I think. I haven't listened to this musical in a while, guys. Anyway, gonna definitely be dancing through life. There we go, that's a better joke to make in this one. So I am done with the color work, so I just have to continue knitting in the main color until I get the right length for the yoke, and then I get to split for sleeves. But this has kind of taken a backseat for a moment because, well, reason number 1, couple reasons. Reason number 1 being, this was not intentional, but I think the color work for this sweater, I know words, the color work for this sweater is giving very much like pine trees. So this might just become my Christmas sweater for this year. We'll see. So that's one reason I'm not super rushing to get it done, even though I like sped through the color work. I'm kind of taking a pause here because I am deciding to make gifts for people this year, even though I didn't originally think I would. So that is whip number 3. So let me put this aside and we'll get into whip number 3. If you're following my Instagram, you know what whip number 3 is. That's right. It's tiny rats. If you're not following my Instagram and this is your first time seeing my tiny rats, I hope it's not too much of a shock for you. So the story behind the tiny rats. I have 4 of them done so far. I need 20, so we're a fifth of the way there if we do the math. So I have a large rat. His name is Raticus Finch. So the story behind the rats really starts again with my friend Rachel from Rachel is Knitting. She made the rats first and kind of took Knitstagram by storm with the rats, I think. I know there was something where, like, she was like, knit a rat and then show your first sweater or something like that, but then people only took the first sweater part of it as, like, a little hashtag or something on Instagram, and then I remember Rachel came on and was like, guys, you're ignoring the rats part, so then we started doing rats for Rachel. So I made my first rat. He's sitting back there. You can't see him. Maybe I'll go grab him. And I named him Raticus Finch, and that was my rat for Rachel, and ever since then I've wanted to make more. So here's me making more, and the other reason these are going to be gifts, they're going to be gifts for my coworkers. When I first made Raticus Finch, one of my coworkers was like, "Oh, that's so cute. I kind of want one." And then a couple others were like, "Ah, ha, ha, yeah, I want a rat too." And I'm like, you know what? You're getting rats this year then. I think only really 2 of my coworkers actually realized that I'm going to make everybody a rat. But yeah. So I'm just gonna, like, one of the days where I'm either opening or closing, I'll just, like, we have little name tags in the back kind of along the office area, so I'll just hang up a rat next to everybody's name, and that's gonna be their holiday gift. And they can take it or leave it. I don't care. If they leave it, I will adopt their rat. So yeah, these are the 4 little baby rats. You know what, I've talked about Raticus so much. Let me go grab him. Okay, I've talked about him a lot, so here is Raticus. Raticus Finch, of course, named after Atticus Finch from To Kill a Mockingbird. This is, like, the size you're supposed to get using the pattern, using, like, worsted weight yarn, and then I think size 4 needles. And then this is the size you get when you use fingering weight yarn and, like, size 1 needles. And as you can see, he has eyes and a nose. He does not have eyes and a nose. He has legs. He does not have legs. These were some of the adjustments I was making to not go insane while making 20 rats. They get a body, a head, a tail, and ears. That's it. I'm not making 80 little rat legs to sew on. Sewing on the ears was enough of an experience for me, and I have to make 40 ears for the 20 rats. So Raticus will be the only complete rat in my collection. He's just so cute. Look at him. I love him. And then the rest are eyeless, legless, noseless, a little more abstract rats. It kind of makes me think of, I think it's a Chinese myth about the painter and the dragon, where the really famous painter paints a dragon for a king, but he uses, like, a special ink stone where everything he paints, if he completes the picture, like, comes to life. So he leaves the, this is a folklore lesson you didn't know you were getting with this video. He leaves, I think, the pupils out of the dragon's eyes, and then the king, like, gets kind of mad and, like, demands that he finishes the painting, so the painter, like, escapes in the middle of the night. And I think he leaves behind his inkstone too to be like, no, I'm never going to paint anything again. The king will just hunt me down, or the emperor will just hunt me down, or something like that. So then somebody, like the emperor's aide, or maybe the emperor himself, like dots the dragon's eyes, and the dragon comes to life and wreaks havoc on everybody. So anyway, they're not getting eyes. Anyway, all of that was really just a long-winded tangent to say I'm not going to make myself insane over these. We're doing the bare minimum to make them recognizable as rats. Raticus is the one and only. Alright, so that's it for whips. So let's get into what will probably be the longest portion of this video, which is acquisitions. So that's coming up right now, once I put Raticus back in his spot on the shelf. Okay, so next up is acquisitions. I'm going to try and go in kind of order, I think. Yeah, so let's just dive into it, because there's a lot. So, first up, for the month of October, for my birthday, for Halloween, kind of all of those things combined, I got the Over the Garden Wall, Into the Unknown Halloween countdown box from Teeny Button. So it was a 13-day mini countdown box, and then of course the 13th day was then Halloween, so we got a full sock set. I thought it was going to be a full skein, so when I opened it and it was a sock set, I got so excited. And I've discovered I really love these 13-day Halloween countdown boxes because I get to start them on October 19th, which is my birthday. So that just like adds a little extra specialness to it. So with this countdown box, I got the soft sock base, and I also, in preparation, got 3 skeins of this colorway. So this is Potatoes and Molasses from Teeny Button's first Over the Garden Wall collection. It's just a really nice neutral. It has some like brown and gray, a few other colors, maybe like some purples, some blues, speckles in there for, of course, Greg's song Potatoes and Molasses. And with this, I'm either going to make a Strya cardigan or a sweater whose name I can't remember right now. It has like a colorwork yoke, and it's almost like a checked pattern of colorwork where it's like just 2 colors in like bands of squares going down the yoke. I'm kind of leaning towards that one just because it'll show off the colors a little bit more than just like the mini stripes that are in the Strya cardigan. So here's what the main color is going to be. And now I'm going to show you all of the minis that I got. They're all laid out here in front of me. They're still in their paper envelopes, so if you hear some crinkling, that's why, because the envelopes are what has the color label on it, so I'm trying to keep them organized. And I will try to go through these as quickly as possible because otherwise this could very easily turn into like an hour-long video where I'm just geeking out over the garden wall. And you guys don't need that. That's not why you clicked on this video. So let's get into that super quick. Okay, so first up, this is Cloud City. And it's lovely pastels. Again, I'm not going to get too in-depth on why I love every color. We're just going to let ourselves admire this a little bit. So that's Cloud City. That was day 1. Day 2 is Marguerite Gray. And that's this one here. Ah, so beautiful. So, so beautiful. So that's Marguerite Gray. That was day 2. My camera also cuts me off. It varies sometimes. Like, it cuts me off, sometimes at the 11-minute mark, sometimes at, like, the 15-minute mark. I don't know why or how to stop it, so... Anyway, day 3. Day 3. I gotta go quick. This is You Have Beautiful Eyes. And it itself is so beautiful as well. You have beautiful eyes. Anyway, That was day 3. Day 4 is I Want to Steal. Fred's a talking horse. He can do what he wants. I want to steal. Iconic line right there. How can you not love Fred the talking horse? If you've never seen Over the Garden Wall and you're just like watching this, you're probably just like, what the hell is this show about? And I can just tell you, just watch it. I watched it on Hulu this year. Just watch it and everything will make sense in your life. No, not in your life, but anyway. Okay, so this is day 5. This is Better Beware. Because, you know, the beast is out there. If I can hold it up. Beautiful. Alright, so that's day 5. Kind of embodying the inn that they stop at. Day 6 is for Sara. We love episodes 9 and 10. For Sara, right there. So cute. This makes me think of Wirt's hat a lot. So that's adorable. Day 7 is But Wayward Leaves. I'm pretty sure that's a Wirt poetry line right there. So this is But Wayward Leaves. Lovely. Amazing. Stupendous. Show stopping. Alright, day 8 is Those Frogs Love Bassoon. You know they do. That's another one where I'm just like, if somebody's never seen this show before, they just think I'm insane. Because, you know, those frogs, they love that bassoon on their little river cruise. They'll just go crazy without that bassoon. So, day 8, Those Frogs Love Bassoon. Day 9, Langtry's Lament. Oh, Miss Langtry, and your little schoolhouse for animals to try and teach them to learn how to read and write. What even is this show? You know what this show is? It's my comfort show, so... Alright, day 10, The Huskin' Bee. Say you folks better don your vegetables and join in on the fun. This is the Huskin' Bee. Very pumpkin-y orange. Love it. Hard times with the Huskin' Bee. Day 11 is That Wild Gorilla. And you know, with that wild gorilla on the loose. I'm definitely gonna, like, rewatch this part and just be like, try to think of it as somebody who's never seen Over the Garden Wall. It's like gorillas, potatoes and molasses, frogs that love the bassoon. Alright, and then day 12, which was the last mini, is That No Good Jimmy Brown. There we go. There's that no good Jimmy Brown who just wanted to earn some money for his darling so he could buy her that ring. So that's all 12 minis. And then day 13 was the full sock set. So this is the sock set. So the main color is What a Wonderful Harvest. And I kind of like how it has some similar green speckles to Huskin' Bee, the mini Huskin' Bee, but it's definitely more of like, I don't know, like a wheat field, a tree, bark kind of colorway. So that's What a Wonderful Harvest, and then this is Tome of the Unknown. And I just really love this brown right here. If Robin does end up bringing this back as like a full collection, I might need to get something for a bigger project in this brown because it's really gorgeous. So yeah, there's the sock set. So that was everything for the Into the Unknown countdown box. Robin also sent us some goodies with that, so we got some stickers, we got some tea, we got some candy, and it was just really, really great. So that makes me even more excited for my next acquisition, which I have not opened yet, so we don't get to see any of the pretty colors yet. This is the In the Stack New Year's calendar. So once again comes with, she's so sweet. She sends us tea and cookies and little treats, and then each of these has a number on them. Wait, what is this? Oh, it's a bookmark! See, I hadn't even opened this bag yet, because I'm like, it's not time yet. It's a cute little bookmark. Look at that. I love it. So each of these has a number. So there's 4, I think these are going to be 50 gram skeins. I don't remember 100%. So there's 4 of those, and then there's one full as well. And it is a New Year's countdown. So I think we open 1 per week. I don't know. As the time gets closer, I'm sure she'll post about it. So I think it's 1 a week, and then like on New Year's, so either at midnight or on New Year's Day, you open the full skein. And yeah, it's fun. Fun times. I love countdowns. I also got the Twice Sheared Sheep Advent calendar, so my red box came recently. That's in the other room where our tree will be eventually, and when we put our tree up, I will put my Advent calendar underneath the tree, and it'll be like a little present every day, and it'll be lovely. So that was probably the biggest acquisition. The other ones will go a lot faster. So let's get into those. So my next acquisition, I felt so honored to get this. I actually won a giveaway for it. So let me show you here. Okay, so it's 6 minis and it's 1 full skein. This is the full skein. And this is from Montana Crochet. I won this giveaway as a part of Knitting Tipsy's Spooky Sockathon during the month of October. So that was super fun. Like, I always enter like those make-alongs and knit-alongs and stuff. And then, like, you know, I enter the giveaways that go with it. And is this the first one I've won? No, it's the second one ever that I've won. So I was like, Anyway, so this is the colorway Cold Brew. Very nice, like, coffee brown. And it's 100% superwash merino, and it is a single ply sock. So you can't really see it because my camera's not going to focus, but it is a single ply sock. It's just so fascinating to look at because normally I work with 4-ply sock or 2-ply sock too. So the yardage is 400 yards for 100 grams. So this was the main, and then the minis I got are also in the single ply sock. So it's 80 yards each, and they're just like this really nice. Let me see if I can get it without the glare. We'll just keep moving it around. Oh, there we go. There we go. It's like this really nice autumnal palette. So between this and the full skein, since it is 100% superwash merino, like there's no nylon in it, I probably won't make socks with these, but I am thinking maybe like a nice striped tank top or like a fingering weight vest. So I have 20 grams. So that's 120. So I have 220 grams and 880 yards total between these 2 packs, I guess. So I could probably make like a nice striped tank top or something like that, and it'll have like really nice fall colors, and yeah, that was acquisition number 2. In it also came this really cute card with the state of Montana on it. Ooh, you cannot see that. There we go. State of Montana card and a sticker with Montana Crochet's logo on it. You may remember earlier this year I actually visited the state of Montana for the first time for a football game, surprise, surprise, and sorry for the crinkling. And it's a really beautiful state. The inland Northwest is just a really beautiful region, and I would love to go back there sometime. And when Montana Crochet messaged me about winning the giveaway, I mentioned that, and she's like, oh yeah, it's really beautiful, but of course we have snow now. And it was near the end of October, and I think they were already dealing with like feet of snow. So I'm like, yeah, I understand kind of, like, I don't understand the feet of snow in October as much. Well, sometimes, but we get lake effect here in Northeast Ohio, so I can understand the not always being able to trust the meteorological forecast, because it's so hard to predict lake effect. Like, if we get a polar vortex down from Canada, either we get like 2 inches or we get 2 feet plus of snow. So anyway, that was acquisition number 2. Acquisition number 3, this was next, yes. Surprise to no one, another Teeny Button sock set. I love her sock sets so much. This is Court of Foxes. So I believe she did this sock set kind of in tandem with, I want to say, Red Doors, A Court of Thorn and Roses collection. So this is, of course, representing Lucian and the Autumn Court. I don't know what the tonal's name is, but this is really beautiful. Will, surprise, surprise, probably become a pair of socks. I just don't know if I'll include it in my vanilla sock, like, roundup that I'm doing, or if I'll just make it vanilla socks at some point. Or maybe, it'll be one of my first, like, 2-color pairs of socks from my sock machine. Because I ordered a sock machine, guys. I can't remember if I told you that yet or not. But yeah, for my birthday, I told everybody who asked that I just wanted money for a sock machine, and I got enough, and I ordered one from Dean and Bean, and it's in the queue. Like, on their website, they have a, machine queue, so anybody who placed orders, I think right now it's in September, October, and November, like, their name, their initials, and their machine color are in the queue. So mine is officially on that page, and it's like slowly working its way up, and I'm so excited. So maybe this will become cranked socks instead of hand knit socks. We'll see. So that is acquisition number 3, and acquisition number 4, I need to gather. Okay, final acquisition for the video is my Red Door Fibre Studio Once in a Blue Moon collection order. So first up, I got Starfall, the Starfall sock set. This is on their Bounce Sock base, which is 80/20 superwash merino and nylon, and it's just so beautiful. Every time, like, during Greatest Hits, wait, was Starfall in Greatest Hits? I don't remember. I've been wanting to get something in Starfall for a while, and when it was paired with Thought for a Thought, yes, that's its name, for this collection, I thought it was just perfect, and I have decided that this probably will be a vanilla pair of hand knit socks, because I'm going to want to do the same vanilla formula, I guess, vanilla recipe, that I did for Rakish Audacity, because Starfall and Rakish Audacity, I feel, are similar. Starfall obviously has, like, that neon green, meanwhile Rakish Audacity was more of a teal green. But because Rakish Audacity was with Evasion as its tonal, which is another kind of, like, pale gray, I just want to make the same socks with this one and then just compare to see, like, if there's any micro striping going on, if, like I'm just gonna see. It'll be a little experiment. So yeah, that's the plan for this sock set. So again, Starfall and Thought for a Thought on Bounce Sock from Red Door. And then, let's get all of these together. This was part 2 of my order. This was part 2 of my Once in a Blue Moon order. So these are, oh jeez. There You Are Sweetheart is the tonal. Really beautiful, kind of lilac-y, kind of lavender, kind of, is mauve the right word? Mauve? Is it mauve or mauve? Anyway, that's the tonal. And then the variegated is Sophie's Castle. And Howl's Moving Castle, like so many people, is one of my favorite Studio Ghibli films. I just think, like, the found family aspect, and then, like, the whimsy, but also mixed with the story of the war, and, like, Howl going to fight in the war, like, it's just such a layered and nuanced film, and I just love it so much. So I got a sweater quantity. And what am I going to make with this, you ask? That's a great question. When I saw these two together, my mind immediately went to the Antique Flora sweater from, is it Northern Knits and Pearl? Shoot, I'll put a picture up and, like, label it correctly. So obviously Sophie's Castle will be the contrasting color, and There You Are Sweetheart will be the main color. And I just think that pattern and the colorwork pattern will capture these colors so beautifully, and then also kind of keep with the, I guess it's kind of like an austere whimsy that Howl and his moving castle has, and I think it'll just, like, really capture all of the things so well. So that, yeah, that's part 2 of my Once in a Blue Moon order from Red Door. So yeah, that's it for acquisitions. And that's really it for my knitting update. I don't have any really clear plans right now beyond my current whips, wanting to get that next pair of socks done, making the rats, finishing my sheep camp, probably in time for Christmas. So yeah, that might just be about it. Let me double check really quick. I did actually have one more one more piece of news. You may remember these guys from a couple of videos ago. This is my Moonrise Socks. This is my own design. Well, their pattern has just finished up tech editing, and if you follow me on Instagram, you know this already. I am going to be putting out a testing call for this pattern soon. So if you are interested in being a tester for me for this pattern, generally I do about 3 testers per size, and my sock patterns tend to have 3 sizes, so I'll get around 9 testers, not counting myself, even though I do make a second sample while testing is going on. So these, yeah, I'll be putting out a testing call soon. If you want to make sure you're really on top of that and really know right when it opens, you should definitely follow me over on Instagram. And then if I do film a YouTube video while the testing call is open, I'll definitely mention it on here as well. So yeah, that was really the only other piece of news. So I hope you enjoyed this little knitting update that I did. Hasn't been a month since my last one, so that's already better than last time. Had a lot of acquisitions that I'm glad I got to talk to you about, and yeah, that's about it. If you want to stay a little bit more up to date with my various projects and whatnot, you can follow me over on Instagram at annbethkntwrthy with underscores between the words. Otherwise, yeah, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe. You can hit that notification button if you want to be notified whenever I do upload a video, because, like I said, I can sometimes take a month off and not even really mean to, so that's where we're at right now. With the holidays coming up, I am not expecting to like, I'm not going to try to take time off, but there's a good chance I will just be caught up with other things. I work in retail, so it is a busy time of year for us, and then of course with my brother being home for the holidays and all of that fun stuff, hanging out with family and whatnot, I don't know when my next video will be, so those notifications might help you out a bit. So yeah, that's all I got. I hope you have a great rest of your day. It's very, oh, I guess the rain stopped, but it's still very, like, gray and cloudy here today. So I have a few other things to get done before we head to Indianapolis for this week's football game. We're driving out tonight. So yeah, I hope you are able to find a little bit of time for yourself, and that's all I got. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day, rest of your week, rest of your November, whatever. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.